Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. No, I'm not eating sweets. Got a bad throat, bad ear, bit of an infection, so like a cough sweet, you know what I mean? So excuse me for that. I'll eat that in a minute. The computer's going mad. But listen, welcome back to my channel. Weekend FA Cup, Etihad Stadium, Manchester City 2. Newcastle 0. 9,000 Geordies there. Plenty of singing from them. Winner goes through to the FA Cup semi-final. We got the job done. We turned up. We won 2-0. Efficient performance, like we like to say on this channel. I feel like Newcastle, I think they've thrown the towel in. I don't think Eddie Howe's the man for them. I don't think they're improving. I think they're now going backwards. I feel like City didn't even have to get out of first gear to beat them. And it was a very, very comfortable performance. And we basically just waltzed on into the semi-final. You know what I mean? Ortega in net as usual in the FA Cup. But obviously with Edison's injury, he knows he's going to get a little run in the team. Thought he played really well. Even the Newcastle 1-2 chances they had, one of them was a fantastic save by Ortega. So absolutely buzzing with that. And I think he's a steady goalkeeper. I do. I think he's really, really good. I think he's all-round goalkeeping. He's top-notch, and he does deserve, to be honest, Ortega to be a number one somewhere. It's just very unfortunate that he's got Edison in front of him, and the way we play, with the balls out from the back and the passing, etc., it does suit Edison. I thought Kovacic in the midfield, I thought he brought a level of calm and steadiness to the game. I think you can't beat that experience. I think he helped Rodri out a lot in there, and I thought we looked good with Kovacic in there. It does make me feel a little bit more relaxed when we haven't got Kevin De Bruyne. If Kovacic sits in there and Foden does the De Bruyne role, do you know what I mean? I think Foden had a good game. I think he got man of the match. I think on the tannoy I heard on the way out, but I thought he did okay. But a person I want to talk about who I think is doing really, really, really well at the minute and not probably getting the flowers is Akanji. I thought Akanji was awesome. I thought the last few games he's been quietly going about his business, doing what he needs to do. But I thought he was solid. I thought Isak is a good striker. A lot of City fans talk about him and say, you know, if we didn't have Haaland, he'd be the kind of striker we'd go for. I agree. I think he's a good striker. But I thought Akanji was strong. He was powerful against him. He wasn't letting them duels go. He was winning the headers. He was dropping deep when he needed to, mopping it up. And I thought he had a really good performance. And he's got to be one of the signings of the Premier League era for me. I mean, for when he came in last year, nobody really knew too much about him. We knew he lost his way at Dortmund a little bit. But for 14, 15 million, whatever it was, to come in to win a treble and to be so strong again this season, be in the mix. He's always fit. He's always ready to do a job, whether it be right back, centre back, even midfield. And I mean, his career probably wasn't really going anywhere at Dortmund. He was ticking along nice, and then all of a sudden, bang! He's got to move to Man City. He's come in. He's bought into what Pep's saying, and I think he's improved unbelievable as a player. And I think he's unreal. And I just want to give him his credit because I don't think a lot of people do give the flowers to people like Akanji. But I thought he was outstanding, and big up Akanji. Let's hope it can continue. Erling Haaland didn't score again. You know, it's not the end of the world. But there was one or two people messaging me saying, Steve, did you see Haaland's body language? To be honest, I didn't really take much notice of the body language. Obviously, I think he was frustrated a few times. I think he made some runs. He never got found. I feel like a big part of Erling's game at the minute is frustration. I feel like he wants to score every time. He wants chances on the plate. He wants that. But I think in the system and the way Pep is, he's got to be patient, and he knows. Listen, he knows that. He is patient. He might not get a sniff for 20, 30 minutes. One sniff, one goal. You know, I'm sure, you know, in an ideal world, if there was a team out there that was playing world-class football, winning trophies, that just attacked, Haaland would be want to be there. Every striker would, but it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? We're very, very cautious in what we do. The build-up's very slow sometimes. We're careful not to get caught in transitions and counter-attacks. And Erling's just got to do what he does. You know what I mean? He's not had a bad season. He's scoring a lot of goals. I wouldn't look into the body language thing. I think that was just frustration because it wasn't his day. And I think, you know, he's got a big say in this title race and FA Cup and Champions League. I feel like he's got a big say in it. I think we need him fit, we need him firing, and we need him switched on. So I wouldn't look too much into Erling. I think Erling's fine. Got to mention Doku. Got to start again. Had a little bit of criticism recently for being dead-end Doku, running into dead ends. Speed boat, no driver. You know, fast as anything. Doesn't know where he's going. We all know that. Do you know what I mean? We do know that. I think in this game, he did get through a few times into great positions. His shots were all blocked or he put it over the bar. But I'm going to give him a lot of credit because what he did do, he drove with the ball into spaces. He wasn't scared of driving with it. He was coming inside. He was going through gaps. He was getting in between centre halves. They couldn't bring him down. They were on bookings. And I feel like he had a good game. I do feel like Jeremy had a good game. You know what I mean? The end product might not be there just yet. We're working on it. But everything else is all-round play. You can see he's improving. He's getting back into better positions more. He's not leaving the full-backs exposed. And he's a young kid and he's trying in his first season. So Jeremy Doku's another one that I want to give a little bit of praise to. You know, he's had it a bit hard. But people on this channel, you know, when Jeremy was doing his business at the beginning of the season, was wanting Jack Grealish out of the team. Now, everybody else is screaming for Jack to get back. It was good to see him on the bench. I do think he'll be fit for Arsenal, like you say. I do think he'll be ready for that. We've got to work him and get him ready for it. And it's looking good. Fit Jack Grealish back. Doku as an option. That's what we want. As City fans, that's what we want. We want our best players back. Kevin De Bruyne missed a game with a niggle. I've seen something online about him entering the ground on crutches and in a boot. I don't know if that's true. I didn't see it, so I can't confirm it. I know he's in and around, and I'm sure this week's break, Kevin will be back ready for Arsenal. You know what I mean? We've got a massive game coming up against the Gunners. We need everybody fit and ready to go. This is why these international breaks, you just got to hold your breath. Hope everybody comes back unscathed. Hope no one's injured. And last thing we need is a little mini injury crisis going into Arsenal, Villa, FA Cup semi-finals, Real Madrid. We don't need it. We don't need it at all. Still continuing with the FA Cup. We got through. Happy days. Yesterday, there was a game at Old Trafford, the Swamp, whatever you want to call it. Manchester United 4, Liverpool 3. I think that's where it ended up. First of all, I've got to say, what a great game of football. Really, really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Sat there, no allegiances, kicked back, watched an FA Cup tie, end-to-end, extra time. United snatched it at the death. And, yeah, it was refreshing. Let me crunch this toffee down because it'll be doing your head in. But I thought United did well to come back because they got the noses in front. Liverpool went ahead 2-1. And I think Liverpool had the number then. You press Man United, you're going to get the ball back. But United carried on doing what they were doing. And to be fair, I don't know why Liverpool had so many men forward for that corner. They broke. Garnacho broke. He laid it into Ahmad. And to be fair, his first touch was quality. I think the defender thought it was going to come in the inside. He sort of opened his body up and put it in. He got booked for the celebration, got sent off. Weird. You know what I mean? It's not good. You know, it's his best moment of his career. He got carried away. The emotion takes over. I get it. but he got sent off. Bit shit. But listen, Man United, Coventry in the semi-final. Manchester City, Chelsea in the semi-final. Going to be tough. A lot of people say Manchester final again. Well, we'll see, because Chelsea this season against City have been okay. 4-4 at Stamford Bridge, 1-1 at the Etihad. So Chelsea will be fancying the chances in a one-off game at Wembley against City. Don't get that wrong. Don't get it twisted. We've just got to concentrate on our job. You know what I mean? We've got to concentrate on our job and get through to that final. But I'm confident. I'm looking forward to it. Semi-final at Wembley is always a pain in the arse. It looks like it's going to be the Sunday. So a lot of people have school, work in the morning. You know what I mean? Going to be a long day. But we've got to go there. You never know when this stuff will end. So always go there, get behind the boys, and let's look forward to it. You know what I mean? We waited so many years for games like this. And we broke a record at weekend. 6 semi-finals on the bounce. 6 trips to Wembley on the bounce in the FA Cup. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Another record broken. Fantastic. You know what I mean? A lot of Blues older than me and my age, they probably thought them days were gone. You know what I mean? In the main road days. But we're happy. We're here. We're in the semi again. And we're ready to go. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Champions League. The draw was made. Real Madrid again. Santiago Bernabeu. First leg. Second leg is key. Etihad Stadium. Absolutely buzzing with the draw. Booked my flights Sunday to Wednesday. Going out to Madrid again. Going to have a good time. Bit of sun. Get behind the boys. Great to see a lot of the old school lads from last season who were on that treble journey are coming as well. So I think that we're going to have a good group of supporters out in Madrid. You know what I mean? We should all keep in touch, get in touch, see where we're all going. We should all stick together and we'll have a good time out there. But going to be a tough game. Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo. You know, we know what Real Madrid are about. I think the key is to go to the Santiago, keep it tight, 1-1, win 1-0, lose 1-0. Wouldn't be a bad result. Etihad Stadium is key. We've got to get back to the Etihad and crank it up to that next level. And by next level, I mean the level we got to last season. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid at home, that level. That is where we need to be for that game. And I think if we do that, it carries us through. So I'm looking forward to it. If we win the Real Madrid game, we've got a semi-final against Bayern Munich and Arsenal. Arsenal are going to feel confident against Bayern. 2 legs. I think it's all about what they do at the Emirates for me. But the Champions League is hotting up, people. It's hotting up. The fixtures are coming thick and fast and buzzing. Absolutely buzzing with it. International break now. Do you know what I mean? People will have to go shopping with a bird, fix things in the house, spend a bit of time with the kids, you know, do dad things and that. It's not a bad thing, but international break is boring. That's why I'm going to England v Brazil at weekend. You know, I'm going there. I'm watching it. Bit of Samba football, bit of England football. If Henderson's starting, though, I'm going back in the bar. I don't even drink, but I'm going back in the bar. I can't watch him. I'm going back in the bar. I'm going to eat some pies, have a glass of Coke and just chill. I ain't watching Henderson. I'm not. I'm telling you now. I can't do it. You know, we've got a golden generation of players here for England and he's still in the squad. I don't understand it. Calvin Phillips is not in the squad, but Henderson is. Don't get it. Can't understand it. The manager for me, he's not the man to lead us into the Euros, but, you know, we'll all have our waistcoats on. We'll all be singing, looking back to when we first met. I cannot forget, and I cannot forget. All that shit. Remember, me and Saeed, we were on it. We were fully invested in the England train, thinking we were going to win the World Cup. And then we had our hearts broken. Exactly the same thing's going to happen in the Euros. You know that. You know, we'll all have our face paint on. We'll all be singing, Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on. But, yeah, it's definitely not turning us on. You know what I mean? It'll turn us off. When Jordan Henderson comes on and we go fucking 6 men in midfield against fucking Iceland or something, then, you know, that's when you know it's time to sack it. But it's international break. Let me know in the comments what you're up to. How do you get through an international break? Do you welcome it? Some of my mates, they welcome it. They think, well, there's no city, so I can relax and get all my ducks in a row. get things sorted out at home, keep the missus happy, ready for the Champions League and that. I think, to be fair, quietly, that's a bit what I try to do. But I am going to England, Brazil. So I'm looking forward to that. If you go in, shout me up. I'll see you there. Come and have a chat. Let's talk football. Just wanted to mention the overlap. On Saturday at the game, lots and lots of people coming up to me saying, Steve, well done on the overlap. You spoke well, you defended as well, etc., etc. Listen, I had no idea that segment was coming. We'd finished the first segment of the overlap, then we were sat down and they said, we're filming part 2. It's going to be about the owners. So I thought, here we go, I know what's coming here. And you just got to be composed and relax. And at the end of the day, I thought I spoke all right. I didn't defend nobody. I just said, I'm backing our chairman, because the chairman came out with a statement that said he looks forward to giving his irrefutable evidence. So if Khaldoon, a man of his word, and Khaldoon, a very successful businessman and big figure in the Middle East, is telling me that he's got irrefutable evidence, then I'm believing Khaldoon. I'm not believing John in the boozer, who does a bit of labouring at weekend, but apparently is a financial expert in Middle Eastern affairs. John can fucking sling it. I'm listening to Khaldoon. So that was my take on it. The United fan tried to get involved. Why any Manchester United fan would try and get involved when talking about owners, when his own owners are a piece of shit and drained the life out of his club for the last 12 years, I don't know. Maybe he needs to get that energy and focus it on his own club and his own owners. Do you know what I mean? Instead of trying to get involved in business that doesn't concern him. But as you all seen on the overlap, he was very upset about it. And we said our piece, and that was it. And at the end of the day, we move on. But both Jamie and Neville seem to think that there's no way on this planet Man City can get them turnover figures. So in my opinion, that must mean that Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville both think that Manchester City are cooking the books. So it's a very dangerous thing to say on a podcast, that, you know what I mean? But they danced around it a few times. They said a few good points. They said a few bad points. I tried to press Gary on his sponsorships for Salford. You know, we do know that there's class of 92 guys involved in Salford, and some of their companies are doing things for Salford. So, you know, it's not all true there, Gary. But at the end of the day, it was a good debate. It was a fan debate. I am not an expert on the Middle East. I'm not. I'm a fan. And I came there and I give my opinion. It might not be the same as everyone else's opinion. It might not be the same as your opinion. People might think I sounded a fucking idiot. But I don't care. I came on there and I gave it from my opinion. And if a lot of people judging on Saturday seem to agree with me, and I kept me cool, I kept me calm, I didn't get drawn into it, I said what I needed to say, I'm backing my chairman, and we'll see when the panel comes out. And that's all there is to say about it, really. You know what I mean? Been absolutely destroyed online and slaughtered by all the football lawyers, all the social media, experts, but not bothered. Not bothered one bit. I'm representing Manchester City fans, and I'm representing myself, and I'm representing people that love this club. So I went on there and I said what I needed to say. And that's all I did. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that they couldn't get to me, the fact that they couldn't get me to lose my head, I think backfired. So the overlap was good. Said what I needed to say. Don't need to say anymore. Don't need to get dragged into arguments with people that are irrelevant to me or irrelevant to Manchester City. You know, not what we need to do. And we just got to continue doing our things, Blues. You know what I mean? Continue winning the trophies, continue getting to the finals and semi-finals and business end of the season. And let's just keep going. You know what I mean? Keep going. The charges and things like that are for people with a lot higher intelligence and pay grade than people like me. So that is why I leave it to them. You know what I mean? If the lawyers are telling us not to say things, leave it to the lawyers. If the lawyers are telling us to go and put the accounts on the desk and let's prove it all, let's prove it all. But listen to them. That Lord Panic's on about 100k a week. So, you know, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. So, It is what it is. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. The overlap, it's on there. The fan debate. So yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Got it out there, said our piece. But other than that, people, it's international break. We're going in on a win. We're in the FA Cup semi-final. We're in the Champions League quarter-final. And everything on the blue side of Manchester is doing okay. We're there or thereabouts in the league. We've got to come back from this break, get everybody fit, and it's full steam ahead for Arsenal. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment. And everybody take care. Look after yourself. And we'll see you soon. Come on, City.